Rotary Club of Dearborn Heights, we have with us Rocky Tash. He served in the Army for 6 years. And Rocky, we thank you for that service. He worked in manufacturing while pastoring and owning his own business also. Rocky and his wife sold everything and moved from Southwest Missouri to Warsaw, Indiana in January 2018 to join Destiny Rescue. And I want to add that he drove here today to speak to us from Warsaw, Indiana, too. So we do appreciate that time. He'll be sharing with us facts and stories about human trafficking, sexual exploitation, and how we can make a difference to give hope and rescue to underage children. And he says that we are winning that war. So join me in giving a warm welcome to Rocky Tash. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me here today, and I don't want to spend much more time on introduction for sure. Is this on? Yes. Okay, so everybody can hear me okay? Yes. Destiny Rescue is a Christian nonprofit ministry. We focus on rescuing underage children, girls specifically, from human trafficking and child exploitation. We're in 16 countries, and I just got back from 3 of those. I was in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. The average age that we rescue is 15 years old. The youngest that we've rescued that's been sexually abused is 18 months. Now that's just hard to wrap your mind around. But we are making a difference. There is, let me see if I can go on here. There we go. So we rescue children from sexual exploitation and human trafficking, and we equip them to stay free. We just don't rescue, but we help them to stay free. We give them counseling, we give them a safe place to stay, and we will educate, and we also train them in different vocations. We actually have some who graduated nursing school just last year, and some that are going to nursing school again this year. So there are over 1 million children who are victims of sexual exploitation today. And I just have to say right here that as I'm speaking to you, in a lot of the countries that we're in, it's nighttime. And these children are being forced to doing things that no one should ever have to do. And it happens every day. It's not once a year. It's not once a week, but it's every day. Human trafficking, sexual exploitation is actually a $346 billion a year industry. $346 billion. 80% of those who are trafficked are either underage girls or young women. That only leaves 2% that are young boys, and I've seen them. We actually had been able to rescue one of those with the help of the FBI here in the United States, in 2024, October of 2024. I was sharing with Michael. You can Google it, you can look it up. But Destiny or FBI called us to help them with the case. We actually, the FBI had rescued or arrested a mayor in Maryland. And in his facilities, in his house, they had found over 45,000 articles of sexual exploitation of underage children, which led us to the main trafficker who was in the Philippines. And his name was Holden. And you can Google it, it's all online. But in May of this year, I believe it was May 7th of this year, 2025, with the help of the FBI and the Filipino MBI and Destiny Rescue, it led back to the United States, and we arrested over 200 individuals. Some doctors, some lawyers, some judges, some just everyday people. But more importantly, we rescued over 115 children here in the United States through that which started out in Maryland at a mayor's office. And it went up to the Philippines and right back to the United States. So we're a very active organization, a ministry. And I want to show you a celebration report here that we did last year. And it shows 2011 down here. The ministry actually started in 2001. But in 2011 is when we finally took root, where we was able to start capturing the rescues and keeping in touch with them. So in 2011, each year you see there's a gradual incline, except for 2020, and that was during COVID. Even though every brothel, everything was shut down, we were still able to rescue 750 during that time period. We even got them where in trafficking or in taxis. Then, as you see, it just took a sharp increase. And last year in 2024, we rescued 4,177. And this year, as of today, we're at 4,279. So we have already beat last year's rescue numbers, and it's because of people like you. It's because I speak almost every week at a church somewhere. And between the businesses and the churches who help us, they equip us to be able to go and to rescue these children. So overall, there was, let me go to the next one. Oop, wrong way. As of September 26th, year to date, we've rescued 4,215 this year, all-time high, over 23,000. Where do we do our work? The majority of it is done in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. I believe it's 73% of all of the human trafficking takes place in Asia and the Pacific area. That's why you'll see a higher number over there, which is actually higher than that number now. But you can rescue a child. It takes approximately $1,500 to rescue one, but it's just not the rescue. We give them a safe place. We give them medical attention, whatever they need. Some of the kids are addicted by the time we rescue them. And so we have to help them through a drug program as well and walk with them through that process. And we help them we educate, and we also help them with a new vocation, as I said. So, and a rescue partner. I became a rescue partner, my wife and I, long before I ever became a part of Destiny Rescue. I pastored since I was in the military back in the 70s, and have pastored all the way through my life, still pastoring. And but we became a rescue partner, and the reason why is because I like math. And math tells me that if I have a rescue partner, you can give any amount that you want on a monthly basis. You're just committing to give on a monthly basis. You can be $5, $20, $100, or $500, whatever is laid on your heart to do so. But becoming a rescue partner, you're helping to rescue a different child every month. So in reality, you're helping to rescue a minimum of 12 children a year. The one-time gifts are great, and we appreciate those because they add up and they help as well. But that's the reason for me anyway. I'm motivated to become a rescue partner. And I believe that's my last screen. So I'll go back to this very first one. That QR code, you can take your camera, zoom in on it, and it'll take you to our website where you can sign up. I have a place over here where you can sign up to get emails, to get updates on what's going on. And there's a lot of information over there. Please take one of each. And there's some decals over there. They're free as well. But I know I'm speaking fast because I want to give you plenty of time to ask questions. But I think I have enough time to tell one girl's story, do I not? Maybe 5 minutes? I get emotional when I talk about them because I've been there on the front line. I've been there to meet these children, to see them on their path of freedom. And as I'm speaking now, as I said, there are children who are being abused as I'm speaking. They're being forced to do things that no one should have to endure. Real quickly, as I went to this last trip to South Africa, Zimbabwe, and in Kenya, I met 4 girls in Zimbabwe. Now, I don't know, do any of you have all of you have children? Well, listen, as business people, as head of your household, of running a business, of running your house, all of us look to ROI. Everybody says, what is the return on investment? You'll not find a better return on investment than rescuing a child who you don't even know and probably will never meet. Because you're giving her an opportunity to dream. You're giving her an opportunity to have freedom, to experience the goodness of the things. I'm sorry, I'm getting off, getting back to the things where we enjoy as a daily basis. I want to tell you about a story of a girl. Her name is Namazi. Namazi was 6 years old and she lost her mom. Her dad got tired of dealing with her, took her to his mom or her grandma and said, here, she's yours. And he left and never came back. So at 6 years old, Namazi stayed with her grandma until she was about 12 years old. She said that her grandma was pretty abusive to her, and so she left. And when she left, she ran into one of the largest slum areas in her country. And when she did that, she found herself in she lost all hope because of the abuse that went on to her when she was 12 years old. By the time Namazi turned 13, she had already had 2 children and lost both. The first time she was just barely 13. She had it, no one was around to help her. No medical attention. And the baby died. The second one, as soon as the baby lived or was born, the dad of that baby took the baby and left. We don't know what happened to her. We don't know if he took her, because it was a girl, to sell her to someone else to make some money or what. But we know that Namazi, by the time she was 13, end of her 13 years, she had had 2 children. She started doing drugs to take away the pain that she felt. She was actually shooting up one day and a gentleman came by, which was actually a Destiny Rescue agent. We have undercover agents as well. And he told her to please stop, that she didn't have to do that, and that he was there, he would help her. And she refused to help the first time. The second time he came around, he found her again, and this time he had some food with him. And he offered her some food because he could tell that she was really hungry. And she took the food and he said, if you'll come with me, we'll provide you with all the food that you need and we'll give you the help that you need. Namazi came. It's wonderful what food will do, isn't it? So Namazi went with him, went through our program, and in the middle of the program, the first month that she was there, her body just went through major withdrawals, and she had to learn, her body had to learn to do without the drugs, and we helped her through that. Namazi found herself, the other kids that were there came from a similar background and made Namazi feel guilty that she was going to rub off on some of them that were just coming in. So Namazi left out of desperation, out of hopelessness. She left, and she went and she found a well and jumped in. One of the girls, fortunately, had followed her out. And Namazi said, the other girls that told Namazi she was going to go get help. Namazi said, no, don't. I just want to die. And John chapter 5, Jesus goes on a trip, and he's going to a Jewish festival. And along the way, he stopped by the pool of Bethesda, where all the sick people and all the lame and all those who came waiting for that angel to stir the water. Some of you probably remember the story. And Jesus asked, the scripture says that Jesus saw the man laying there, and it says Jesus learned that he had been there for a long time, 38 years to be exact, waiting to get well. But then the scripture goes on, and Jesus did something. He asked the man and said, do you want to be made well? After laying in that well for 38 years, or sitting by that water, and somebody says, you want to get well? Duh. Why do you think I'm here? Jesus healed him. But Jesus saw, Jesus learned, and Jesus did something. It's the same opportunity that we have today. Return on investment, you bet. The best return on investment you can give is to give somebody their life back. To give somebody an opportunity that others have. And you can do that even across the ocean. And you can help us to do that by rescuing these girls. So I know I'm out of time because I'm a pastor, so I speak a lot. So I can go on and on and on. But Namazi, coming back to her real shortly. Namazi ended up getting well. Our social workers, our counselors worked with her day after day after day. Namazi got so well, she started going to church, started going into worship class. But one night, Namazi had a dream. And she come and she told our agents, our team members, told us that she had a dream and she was told to change her name. And in her language, it means victory. And I thought, how appropriate. Lord, you took this little girl, her name was Namazi, and you changed her name to Victory. So we refer to her as Victory today. But the stories go on and on and on. And so what's the girl's name I just shared? Namazi or Victory, right? Why would I ask you to remember that? Because if you can remember Namazi's name, or Victory, if you can remember her name, it'll connect you to the 23,000 that's already been rescued and all of those who will be, to give you inspiration to help and to know that you can make a difference. So I'd like to open it up or to questions real quick. Anybody have any questions? Sir?
Yeah, excuse me. There's a big bump now. Yeah. Okay. You mentioned at one point $1,500.
Yes.
And then at another point you were talking about a large gift or, like monthly.
A rescue partner?
And then about sponsoring one person or 12 or one every month. So I'm a little mixed up on that.
Okay. The rescue partner is a person who gives any amount on a monthly basis. And that's where I said a rescue partner, in reality, you're helping to rescue 12 different children a year because you're helping every month to rescue a different child. And but it takes about $1,500. You can write a check for $1,500 and you can rescue one child and see them all the way through to where they're self-sustained and independent and never have to worry about going back. Any other questions? Does that help?
Yeah, yeah.
And we have, I have all the literature over here where you can do that as well. But any other questions?
So, Victory, so when the undercover person came to her
Yeah.
and she refused, and then he came back, so how can you convince a girl? How does she know who to trust?
Good point and good question.
That's probably how she got roped in because...
Yes. That's a very good question because it leads me, I forgot to even mention that we do several different types of rescues, but the three main type is a raid, covert rescue, and then the borders. The covert rescue would be how basically she was rescued, and we tell them, usually it takes about 4 visits, conversations with that girl because they don't trust anybody. All they've known is deception from men and women. You know, the biggest majority of them, of the pimps are not men, they're women. And the brothel owners, the biggest majority of them are women. And it's our agents, our undercover agents, and the people with Destiny Rescue have such a heart to set these kids free. I think that the kids see the honesty and feel it and know that we're there to help. And a lot of times the girls who we've rescued will ask us to go back and rescue some others.
That's great.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Do you get cooperation from the governments where you...
We do. Good question. And that's the first thing we do when we go into a new country. Before we actually do anything, we have to get an MOI or an MOU made with the different countries where they will agree to help us. But we work with them. So a lot of times we'll gather the information, take it to them, to the local police and to the authorities. But what we found out early on in ministry is you can't trust everybody, because a lot of the police are either owners or part owners, or they're getting paid in some of these countries to let them know. Because in some of the countries, for every underage child that they're caught with selling, it's 1 life sentence. So we have rescued as many as 123 and up in one time. So you put that on one of those countries where they're getting a life sentence for each one, that's a heavy.
Wow.
Any other questions?
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Pardon me?
Anyone online have questions? Any questions out there? Okay. Guess not.
So I'll ask one question. How often do your agents experience, bodily harm or intimidation? I mean, they're putting themselves in quite a dangerous situation because of how much money is.
Yeah, that's very good as well. And I apologize for not having enough time because there's so much to tell, but our agents in certain countries are putting their life in danger every day. And in some of the countries, when we work with the local police and we're gathering the information, they're undercover. So a lot of times when we do the raid, our agents are arrested as well and released later. But when they are part of the raid, they have to wear the bulletproof vest and they're armed as well, because we're dealing a lot with cartel and mafia and just evil people.
So we just want to thank you for being at our meeting and speaking. That was, it's mind-blowing, but it's a reality. So thank you for all the work that you do.
Absolutely.
So as a gift, we have a Rotary cup.
Awesome.
This is some of the projects that we do. So that is for you. This is also a pencil. It's a sign of may peace prevail on earth.
Amen.
It's a replica of a peace pole that we have across the street at City Hall. It is in, we'll say, 6, 7 languages as long as Braille.
Well,
So that is
wow,
our gift for
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Let's get a picture.